Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra, a writing coach at Prompt, the highest rated and most recommended college application and essay coaching company. We've reviewed hundreds of thousands of essays, and 98% of our students get into one or more of their top colleges. We're here to help make your essays stand out and your application impossible to ignore. This month, we've been talking quite a bit about what colleges look for, and now we want to give you a sense of what they're not looking for. And we think you might be surprised. Admissions readers don't want you to tell your story, despite what they say. We see it all too often. College admissions readers themselves will say they want you to tell your story. And to be fair, you're going to end up telling a story in your personal statement, but not just any story will do. College admissions readers are trying to determine your potential to succeed in college, and so it's important to pick a story or a combination of experiences that demonstrate the traits that lead to college success. So whatever you define as your story might not actually be the one that reveals the most about you. Next, colleges don't want proof that you're well-rounded. Colleges are trying to build a well-rounded class, and the best way to do that is to admit students with unique strengths and interests. So instead of trying to prove that you do everything really well, focus on a few key traits and areas of growth. The other thing to remember here is that colleges don't want an essay that repeats what they can already find in your transcript and activities list. Trying to seem well-rounded tends to lead to that type of writing. We go more in depth into this topic in this video. Third, colleges don't want to know what happened to you. Many students have the impulse to write about the most dramatic or traumatic thing that happened to them. And while that could make for a compelling essay topic, it's not always the case. While losing a loved one, dealing with an injury, or facing your parents' divorce may have been extremely significant events in your life, that's not enough to make for a solid essay. Ask yourself, did I react to this situation in a way that showcases my strongest character traits? Can I point to specific actions I've taken or ways that I think differently as a result? If your answer is no, it may not be the most compelling experience to write about. If the difficult situation impacted your academics, you might consider writing about it in your additional information section. If your answers are yes and the experience does seem like the best option for your college essay, we still encourage you to proceed with caution. Colleges are much more interested in what you've done than in what happened to you. So while you'll likely describe the circumstances of what happened, you'll want to keep that context brief and spend most of your time describing what you did during and after the difficult experience. Number 4, colleges don't want an elaborate metaphor. Contrary to popular belief, what you write is so much more important than how you write in a college essay. Style doesn't really matter, except that it should be clear and well organized. Creative writing such as beautiful metaphors, clever analogies, and other literary show-offishness tends to backfire. It can be distracting to the reader, and the time you spend crafting that language would be better spent clearly illustrating the experiences that demonstrate your potential to succeed in college. Lastly, colleges don't want an essay about someone else, including another version of you. This seems obvious, but it's a mistake we see all too often. The following prompt is the most frequent culprit. Reflect on something that someone has done for you that has made you happy or thankful in a surprising way. How has this gratitude affected or motivated you? It leads students to write about the other person and what they've done. Remember, you're the one the reader is considering, so they'll be much more interested in what you've done and how you've grown as a result of this thing that someone did for you. So your experiences should take up most of the essay. This one can also be tricky. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. Be careful that writing about your background doesn't involve writing an entire essay about your family or culture without revealing anything about what you've done or how you've grown from the experiences you've had. This is a perfect example of why you should choose your topic before picking your prompt, as we explain in this video. The last thing we'll say here is that colleges also don't want to learn about another version of you, like the person you were in childhood. While you may find it helpful to briefly mention a childhood experience as context, readers will be most interested in who you are now. If you'd like help figuring out which of your experiences might make for the best college essay topic, head to prompt.com and create a free account. There, you'll be able to use our Brainstorm Essay Ideas tool, which will take you step by step through the brainstorming and outlining process. We post a new video every week to make completing your applications and essays simple and low stress. For more tips on how to prove no one is like you, follow along and join us on social media at Prompt Feedback. Together, we'll make your story shine.